Hello, everyone, and welcome to our latest online event here at the University of California, Merced. I am your e-recruiter, and my name is Ricky Hill. It is such a pleasure once again to be here with you. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your evening to join us for another virtual event. As you see on your screen, tonight is a very special event. It is part one of two in our Global Diversity series. Tonight, specifically, we will be talking about the opportunities that we have for international students. So if that is a topic that you are here for, then you are in the right place. Now, if you do have questions for us tonight, you can go ahead and take advantage of that Q&A button that you should see on your screen. We do have some behind-the-scenes content experts available who will be getting to those questions throughout the presentation. Of course, we do have a very detailed presentation, so we would love for you to pay close attention to that. We may actually get to some of your questions during that portion, which is about the first half of this hour-long event tonight. Now, before we go much further, I do want to give you a couple of quick Zoom reminders. If you need to adjust your audio settings, you can do that in the lower left corner of your screen. If at any time you would like to zoom into something that we are showing you, go ahead and click on View Options in the upper portion of your window. And once again, don't forget, we do have that Q&A button available for you, so you can go ahead and click on that at any time and get those questions sent in. Now, we do have a little bit of an unofficial or unscientific poll question for you. Our chat box is available for you to answer this, so we would love to know where you're located tonight, where you are tuning in from. So go ahead and drop that for us over into the chat. Like I said, we would love to know where everyone is joining from tonight. One last tip, tonight we are recording this event, so this will be available in the next day or two as an on-demand instant replay on our YouTube channel. One last note, make sure that you do keep that chat box open. We will be dropping links for you throughout this evening as we reference things throughout the presentation. One of those will be a link for upcoming events, so you can get yourself registered for those, as well as that on-demand instant replay that I mentioned. We will make sure that we send all of those to you over there. Once again, my name is Ricky Hill, your e-recruiter. A huge welcome to you tonight. At this time, I would love to hand things over to my friend and colleague, Mandy, to get us started.
Thank you very much, Ricky, and welcome everyone to our Global Diversity series. And tonight's session is about the opportunities for international students. So welcome, good morning to our international students if it's morning in your region right now. So my name is Mandy Lowe, and I am the International Admissions Counselor here at UC Merced, University of California, Merced, Office of Admissions. And I would be a presenter for the first part of today's presentation, and I will tell you, go ahead and tell you all about UC Merced. So today's quick agenda, we'll talk about UC Merced. I'll give you an introduction of our amazing campus. I will talk a little about housing as well, and I will share the opportunities that we have for you as an international student to our scholarship opportunity, as well as introduce you to our Office of International Affairs. And you will hear from two of our faculty members today as well. And the end of the session, we will go ahead and answer any kind of questions that you might have, especially for seniors. If any of you here are senior students, and if you have any kind of questions about UC Merced or about your UC application, we do have some chatters today in the background, would be able to help answer some of the questions that you have. So with that, we will go ahead and get started. So University of California, Merced, where are we located? Where is Merced on the world map? So Merced is right there in the heart of California. So we are University of California, so located on the west coast of the US. So right there where you see that star, that's where UC Merced is, right? So we're in a beautiful location, UC Merced, right there in the heart of California. There's lots of things to do. The major airport that you all will fly into is San Francisco International Airport, which is about a 2-hour drive to our campus. For international students arriving to campus, we also have a bus that can take you from the airport to our campus upon arrival. Yosemite National Park, the world-renowned national park, is kind of also in our backyard. So you actually have a very beautiful, pretty scenic campus to study at as well. The city of Merced, where our university is located, is also the second fastest growing city in California. So it is a town of over about 90,000 people. It's a suburban town, right? So located in the heart of California, it's actually a safe community, a smaller city as well, that has our own restaurants and eateries. We also have our own In-N-Out Burger on campus, not on campus, but in the city of Merced, which is very popular with a lot of our students. And also beautiful weather, 262 sunny days per year. Lots of things to do in downtown Merced. We have a zoo, we have theaters, we have Merced County fairs, and also nearby ski resorts and lakes that students can go to. On campus at UC Merced, we are a campus of about 9,148 students. So we're currently the smallest UC in terms of student population. That doesn't mean that you don't get the resources, right? We do have lots of opportunities for our international students on campus here at UC Merced. So having a smaller campus, smaller student population would just mean that you actually have smaller class sizes, right? Your average class size is about 21 students per class. So you actually get a lot more attention from your professors, right? Think about if you're applying to graduate school later on, and you might get some attention from your professors who would get to know you better, who can later write you better recommendation as well. UC Merced has about 240 plus different clubs. So it's a very vibrant campus where you actually have lots of different organizations that you can connect with other students of very similar interests, right? So you can also start your own club. If you cannot even find a club that you like to join, 3 or more students, you'll be able to start your own club. But we have lots of different ones, from professional organizations to clubs that are for fun, and also ones that are sporty, or even music, such as band or orchestra. A lot of students also find themselves in a fraternity or sorority. Here at UC Merced, we recognize about 21 professional organizations, sorority and fraternity clubs. And our fraternities and sororities actually raised about 44,000 over dollars for charities just last year. And so they actually contributed a lot, as well as community hours to UC Merced, right? So if you like to find your community, this could be something for you as well. Merced's campus activities board hosts a lot of really popular events. So music festivals. We've had guests such as Ali Wong come to campus. We've had Ken Jeong, the comedian, also on campus as well. And so we do lots of different activities for UC Merced students. Sports and athletics. So we are really excited about our NCAA Division II classification. And Merced will start competing in Division II from the 2025 to 26 academic year. We have 12 different NCAA Division II sports. And you can see them on the slide right here. And so, we have a lot of students who actually go support our athletes at sporting events, right? If you're not considering playing as a competitive athlete, that would be something that you can also do as well. All right, Merced's campus, how does our student body look like? So currently with the student population, we have about 8,300 undergraduate students, and they're from 43 different countries all over the world. Right, Merced is a growing campus. It's a very exciting time to be on campus, to be growing with the university, and to be exposed to all the different opportunities that you get as an international student. Right, our students are in a variety of different majors, and so at UC Merced, you'll find that we have the colleges of social sciences, humanities, and arts. We have our School of Engineering and also a School of Natural Sciences. And then some students go in undeclared, but you'll find a good variety of majors, and I can show them to you on the next slide right here. Right, so you'll see some majors are recently added, and so you'll see the word new next to it. We're really excited about some of these majors that we've recently added. Aerospace engineering is a really popular one with our students, growing in popularity for sure. And also we've added a management of innovation, sustainability, and technology major, which I'm sure you don't see very often at a lot of other universities or UCs. In our College of Sciences, you can find a new major called Ecology, Evolution, and Conservation Biology, as well as other popular majors in our School of Humanities that we also added, such as Communication and Media, Neuroscience, Science, Technology, and Ethics. In our School of Humanities, right, if you're interested in business, we also have a Management and Business Economics major, which is also pretty popular with students. This is a STEM designated major, and so it would give you the opportunity to do what is called an OPT later on, which my colleague from our Office of International Affairs might be able to explain a little better than I can, right? So international students will have the opportunity to work in the United States after graduating with a bachelor's degree. And the Management and Business Economics major, being a STEM designated major, would allow you up to 3 years of OPT opportunity, right? Other than the engineering and the science majors. So these are some of the majors that you can apply to at UC Merced. We talked about the small class size, right? So your classroom, the class sizes is no more than 21 students on average, and you get really personalized attention from some of your professors on campus. This is an overview of our beautiful campus at UC Merced. And so we've had experienced so much growth in the recent past few years. So you can see we're actually currently in development for a medical education building that is set to be completed in August of 2026. We have housing that's going to be completed that same year as well, and more classroom space that will be completed in the fall of 2027. Some of our new facilities, really modern architecture, include wet and dry computational labs. We have new academic and research buildings. We also have about 1,700 student beds with ground floor classrooms within your dorms, right? A lot of new student life facilities, as well as competition swimming pool and athletics field, a wellness center, gym, and a transit hub. And you can see on this picture as well that there are beautiful lakes located in the campus, and they're really nice areas for our students to actually go hang out and study around the lakes and along the lakes. And so a lot of our students really enjoy the setting that is on campus at UC Merced. UC Merced is also the only university in the country, right? The one and only in the US to have all of our buildings Platinum LEED certified. So our buildings being all LEED certified rating would mean that we are actually a really green school, right? Very energy efficient. The Sierra Club also named UC Merced as the #5 cool school in the nation, and being very sustainable, right? A lot of sustainable buildings and sustainable research going on at UC Merced as well. And we're consistently ranked among the top green colleges in the nation as well. So I've talked a little about research. I will let our faculty members share later on a little more about their research and what they do. But research is a big part of the University of California, right? We have research at the core of our academics. And so Merced currently has about 13 research labs, facilities, institutes, and centers. A couple of them, we even have like one that's funded by NASA as well. And speaking of NASA, if you see this robot right here, this is UC Merced's Fundamental Tribology Lab, where we actually played a really critical role in NASA's Mars 2020 mission, right? We did actually have an international student from India, and I know we have students from India on this presentation currently. And so our international student from India, from the mechanical engineering PhD program, was actually pretty critical in helping NASA's JPL, Jet Propulsion Lab, test drive, some of the film lubricants to resolve friction-related issues for this Mars 2020 mission rover robot. What they did was they actually went to Mars to extract and store some of the Martian rock samples. And we actually was able to study and research those rock samples here at UC Merced, right? So really cool things that's going on campus. So when you have your degree here at UC Merced, your end goal or your long-term goal is probably to find a really good career and a good job, right? And so UC Merced Students Career Center is here to help you out with that. Our Office of Career Center can actually help students strategize, plan, and help you out with coaching in terms of your interview skills, with helping you draft a perfect resume for you to apply for that job that you are looking into, right? We work with students one-to-one, so there's personalized coaching there for you to help prepare you for that mock interview or the dream interview that you're looking for. We have career fairs on campus, and so students are able to talk with employers directly or seek opportunities with some of these companies that we've worked with in the past, and also where our graduate students have actually move on to work at, right? A lot of these companies, I'm sure you'll recognize, are Amazon, Apple. We have National Park Services, Salesforce, LinkedIn. Google is a big one as well. Tesla is really cool. And also NASA, right? We talked about NASA earlier. If your end goal, if your long-term goal is not to look for a career after you graduate with your undergraduate degree, you can also apply to graduate school. And some of the graduate schools that have accepted UC Merced students are listed on here as well, right? So you can also do a master's or PhD program at UC Merced. We do have those available. But if you like to apply elsewhere, we also have guidance counselors or academic advisors that can help guide you along the way too. In terms of student housing, UC Merced is able to proudly guarantee at least 2 years of housing on campus. So within UC Merced itself, so in the morning, you just walk 5 to 10 minutes to your classroom buildings, right? So you're guaranteed at least 2 years on campus at one of our on-campus dorms and housing. The laundry machines are really cool as well. I just heard back from one of our international students that they really like the facility. They told me it was free. I didn't believe it. I'm not sure it was exactly free, the laundry machines, but they're really high-tech machines and they'll notify you once your laundry is done. But because these dorms are so new, you'll probably be like the third or fourth student to ever sleep in that bed in that dorm, right? You can learn more about our housing and the different types of housing from this slide. There's a QR code on there if you just want to scan. You can learn more about the different types of housing accommodation on campus at UC Merced, as well as the different type of meal plans that you can get associated with your housing. We do have dining halls on campus, and so you can eat in one of our dining halls. There's a pavilion dining center, dining hall that has all you can eat buffet options. And so you'll be spoiled for choices on campus at Merced. Speaking of all the cool things and all the opportunities, I did want to be a little transparent and show you the estimated cost of attendance at UC Merced for the 2024 to 25 year. This is a breakdown of the cost of attendance as a non-resident international student. At UC Merced, however, we actually do offer an international student scholarship, which can help save some of these tuition costs eventually, right? So looking at this and a scholarship option, this scholarship that we're offering is called the Global Access Program Scholarship, specifically for international students with a GPA, a weighted GPA that is 3.25 or higher. This scholarship of $20,000 a year, each year, is awarded every year for 4 years, as long as you come in with a 3.25 weighted GPA. And once at Merced, you maintain an average 3.0 GPA throughout your studies in order to continue receiving this scholarship. This is also an automatic scholarship, so there is no need for an additional application to apply for this scholarship. It will be automatically awarded to international students with that GPA. And as long as you select UC Merced on your UC application and indicate that you would like your UC application to come to our campus, once you have been reviewed, once you have been admitted, you'll find out that you'll receive this automatic scholarship should you meet that GPA requirement. There is no need for SAT scores during your admission process, as well as for the scholarship application, right? SAT scores are no longer considered and they're no longer looked at. So please don't send us any SAT scores. We are SAT free. Same goes for ACT scores. We will no longer be able to see those scores as well. So these are not required during the scholarship consideration and admission process. So I hope these information are helpful to you all for international students. If you have any other questions, please feel free to put them in the chat here. Or if you have any other follow-up questions, I am your assigned admissions counselor for international students. So please feel free to reach out to me. I have my phone number on here. I'm also available on WhatsApp. If you'd like to text me on WhatsApp or send me an email, I will be happy to chat. If you need help on your UC application for seniors, please also don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you out too. So with that, I am going to pass along our presentation to our next presenter, Becky from our Office of International Affairs, who will talk about some of the resources that their office provides to our international students. Thank you.
Thank you, Mandy. We can go ahead and go to our first slide. My name is Becky Merced, and I am the Assistant Director for International Students and Scholars. And we will work very closely with you once you've been admitted or even before if you have any questions about UC Merced. Our office is called the Office of International Affairs because we have two sides to it. We have our students that study abroad to your countries. And then, of course, we have ISS, what we call International Students and Scholars. And that's the office that is going to help you with your visa matters and help guiding you once you're here. I'll go over further resources in our next slides. But it's important to know the mission of our office is to promote and to facilitate your achieving your educational goals while you're studying in the U.S. As you see, our students are from more than 40 different countries, so we're very, very diverse. Our campus in a whole is diverse, even with our domestic students, but it's very cool that our students come from so many different countries. Next. So what does our office do? Our office provides you all sorts of support while you're applying for your visa, as well as your arrival to UC Merced. We provide an orientation that goes over your visa regulations and important resources. It's an opportunity to also meet your fellow international students. We try to make it fun. It's a lot of dry information you're given, and we know that you're a little overwhelmed coming to a new school and some of you a new country. We help with registering for classes and all those important things that are necessary for you when you first arrive and during your entire academic program. Employment opportunities, as Mandy mentioned earlier, it's really important that we support you in your career goals because we know ultimately that's something that you will definitely want training in the U.S. while you're after you following your graduation. So we work very closely with our Career Services Office. We offer CPT and OPT workshops during your time, as well as even after you're a student at UC Merced, you communicate with our office while on post-completion OPT, and for many of you, STEM eligible, the additional STEM 24-month extension. As Mandy said, our students end up working at all kinds of great places, many more that would even on that list, Meta, Yelp, and so many more. So it's great to be closely located to the Silicon Valley, where there's all sorts of opportunities there. Our office also has several events during the academic year to build community among our international students. Also an opportunity just to connect with us in case you have questions or any support that you need from our office. I added resource direction on here because that's really key for international students. We are unique in all of the UCs with our Students First Center. It's a great one-stop shop where you can go in the administration building and ask them for resource direction. But sometimes it's just easier, since you've been communicating with our office, that you send us an email. And it might not be something that our office handles, but we can certainly direct you to the right person, so that you can easily find that resource that you're looking for. We have lots of resources on our campus. One I don't have a slide for is our English Language Institute, and Belinda Bronstein offers all kinds of English support with writing or English speaking. And so all kinds of resources that during our orientation, we will certainly provide to you, so that you know how to seek out those resources. Next. Okay, when I mentioned events earlier, the events are really important throughout the year. Once you've gotten the hard work done, you've applied, you've been admitted, you got your visa, and you've actually arrived to UC Merced, it's really easy just to get so engulfed in your studies and go back to your room, that it's really, really important to us that you seek out friendships and support from not only our office, but other international students as well. So initially, when you arrive, we'll have an open house where you can see our office if you haven't already, meet our staff, and meet other fellow new international students and continuing international students. This year, we had a welcome barbecue at Lake Yosemite, which is just a short ways away from our university. Mandy mentioned and showed a great picture of all the lakes on our campus. Lake Yosemite is a great lake, actually off our campus, but it's a great opportunity, a great place to go that's close to campus. So we had that welcome barbecue for our new undergrad international students. We also offer an event called Global Lounge. It's very popular among our international students. We also invite students who are interested in study abroad, and those students who have study abroad, you're able to invite a friend. That was what was great about the barbecue, is so many new students brought their roommates that they had just met. So that was great. It was great to see that they'd already met friends so early on in their academic adventure. We also offer, of course, our OPT, CPT workshops that are very important, so that you know how you can take advantage of opportunities either during your degree or after you finished your degree. International Education Week, which we call IEW, is a worldwide celebrated week. Department of State. It's great, and it's an opportunity for our university to celebrate you and to celebrate culture. And we even ask for your participation. We have, for example, this year, the Lion Dance. We're hoping to get the Vietnamese club to do that. We have singers that come. We have all sorts of cultural events there and throughout the week. And we really promote you participating in that. Maybe a short presentation on your country and your culture, so that our students can learn about that. We also have Global Grad at the end when you've reached your goal, so that we can celebrate you. So those are just some of the events. We're always planning new and more events. So these are just a few that we offer. I thought it was really important to bring up our principles of community, since this is global diversity, and your presence on our campus is so important and valuable. And I think the principles of community show that, and they are a pillar to UC Merced among staff, students, faculty, and all. So it's important to know that we recognize and celebrate all identities, value all beliefs, and so you can read through these, but it's definitely something I'm proud of when it comes to our focus on all of our community at UC Merced. Next. So again, it's important to know that we value your presence on our campus. What you bring to the campus is so unique, and it's really, really, really valued. So here what I have is a video from Halen, who was an international student who actually worked in our office, had the opportunity to work in our office, which we definitely promote that opportunity. And so we'll go ahead and play this video. It's a cute video.
Hello, my name is Haoling and I'm from China. I came to study in UC Merced as an exchange student there in 2023-4, and my major is computer science. Living here in UC Merced is quite a wonderful experience. I have tried food like In-N-Out burger and the taco or burrito or other kind of Mexican food, and they are all delicious. And also I have visited several popular spots like Yosemite and the Santa Cruz, and it was really great experience. And I also got a work opportunity to join the Office of International Affairs and made a bunch of friends here. All the peer advisors are both so friendly and nice, and I made a lot of friends. And yeah, enjoy life here and go Bobcats.
Okay, and so I think the last page here is how you can follow our office. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can also email our office, or you can email me directly. I should have put my email on here. Again, my name is Becky Merced, and we're really hoping to promote our university and welcome you if and so you choose to come to UC Merced. It's a great and wonderful school, and I look forward to speaking with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Becky, for sharing all the wonderful resources and the support for our international students. So we actually do have two faculty members who we are very fortunate to have here on our presentation today, joining us to provide their insights as well as sharing some of their experiences, and also maybe sharing some of the research opportunities that they are doing or that they have for our international students. So I would first like to welcome Dr. Sadara Yara to introduce himself. Dr. Yara.
Hello everyone, my name is Siddhaya Yarra. I am a faculty in Civil and Environmental Engineering Department. As this is the International Students Webinar, I just want to let you guys know I was a student. I came here to do my master's in 2007. I got my master's here, my PhD here, all in civil engineering, and my specialization is in structural engineering. My research my research was focused in bridges, bridge engineering. I came to UC Merced to develop civil engineering program because our program was new. It started in 2020, and I was hired to develop the program itself. But we have environmental engineering, which was a lot of faculty were involved, a lot of research faculty were involved. It's a great program. We are developing a lot. We have 260 students currently. In 4 years, that's a lot of growth, and we are looking forward to develop even further.
Thank you, Dr. Yara. And we also have Dr. Sarah Kurtz.
Hi, I'm Sarah Kurtz. It's a pleasure to get to join you tonight. I've been here at the university for about 7 years. I was previously at the National Renewable Energy Laboratory. So I've had the privilege to be working on solar energy starting back in about 1980. So I've been working on solar energy for more than 40 years. And it's really special because solar energy has been so successful. And now in California, California is one of the leaders of the adoption of solar energy. And the question is, how can we use solar energy to power our world when the sun generates the electricity just during the day? And so trying to figure out how we put solar into the grid and be able to benefit from it both night and day is a challenge that I've been looking at. And my goal is that in the future, we'll have clean energy that's both clean and lower in cost than today's energy. I'm also very excited that I've just started an electrical engineering program here. We're now in our second year with sophomores, and electrical engineering, I think it's a special time because we have a smartphone in our pocket and we have controls that automate and control most everything. The world is being taken over by with gadgets that can really make our lives more comfortable. And also between the automation and then also electrification, where we can convert, say, a gas-powered car to an electric vehicle, and it's so much more efficient and a good way to solve our energy problems. But what we need is more electrical engineers. And I'm really excited. One thing about building the new program is we just hired a new professor, Eric Cheng, who's joined us from Hong Kong. And he was one of the first people to actually make an electric vehicle, even before Tesla and other companies had their cars started. And now he's here at UC Merced and is looking for students to work with him on research projects about how we build a better world using electrical motors and other things that we can both control and use in innovative ways. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yara and Dr. Kurtz, for sharing your very interesting research that you're both conducting amazing research on campus at UC Merced. So hopefully after this call, we'll get some really interested international students, applying to UC Merced and joining our engineering department. But students, if you're on this call, if you have any questions for our faculty members, please feel free to put that in the chat or in the Q&A as well. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing our screen now and invite back Ricky, our e-recruiter, to help moderate some of the questions that we actually have prepared for Dr. Yara and Dr. Kurtz today. So Ricky, please take it away.
Thank you so much, Mandy. And what a fantastic presentation and a wonderful guest panelists that we have here. So the first question I would like to send out here is, will international students be able to do research? And if so, can they do that during their first year, or do they need to wait a little bit?
So international students can do research just as all the other students can. And certainly I'm meeting with the freshman electrical engineering students, and several of them have already come and said they want to do research, and they come and join our research meetings and take on small tasks to be able to contribute. So there's no barrier to that, other than the question of what I see is there's so much going on. The students, when we try to set them up to do the research, they say, well, the thing is that I'm part of this club and they meet at that time, and I'm part of that and they meet at that time. And so actually finding the time for everybody to connect is the biggest barrier that I see at the moment.
I agree with Sarah. The first thing, if I am a student, this is what I do. I look over the profiles of professors, and based on my interest and the research that happening on the campus, I will pick and choose, and I will go to the faculty. I talk to them about their research that I did. I went through your profile. It's very interesting, and I would like to work with you. Is there any opportunities, and so on and so on. So, yeah, it's your interest. Do your own research with the faculty profiles and go and ask. Unless we ask, opportunities always comes when you ask to the faculty.
Great advice. Thank you both so much. Are there any mentorship programs that pair an international student maybe with a faculty member or another student?
Sarah, would you like to take that?
So I know that there are programs, but I'm not able to tell you the details. I just know that I have had international students end up joining me, but I'm not quite sure how someone said to them, you should go talk to Sarah Kurtz or something. I'm not quite sure how they got to me.
Oh, I see. So Uh, Within our department, meaning Civil and Environmental Engineering Department, I'm a founding and current faculty advisor for Civil Engineering Student Association. So they meet every Tuesday regularly, and all the opportunities, whatever we have within the department, I share with the association, and they share through their social media. And if as long as they are proactive, they like to connect with people, they can attend these meetings and get to know their peers. And we hosted more than 50 events from industry speakers and academic experts and employers who come regularly and speak to our students. So that is one of the best way to get connected with the faculty, with their peers and industry employers. Yeah, and also we have a professional organizations. Every department have their own professional organization. We have American Society of Civil Engineer, which is spread across the world, not only in USA, across the world, and they have more than, I believe, 350,000 members in that organization. And yeah, so yeah, as long as you are a proactive, you will find organization where you can participate yourself and grow
Yes,
personally.
certainly. There are many organizations in the electrical engineering. The first class we have is a bit of it's a 1-unit class, and the students, as freshmen in their first semesters, one of the first things we do is to bring in some of the clubs that are focused more on electrical engineering topics. And they are looking for new members and very anxious to embrace anyone who would like to show up. In fact, all the clubs are competing to get all the students to go there because they'd like to have the students come, but the students can choose between 10 different clubs, and then they have trouble knowing which ones to go to.
Very good. And then what types of academic support and resources do we have, or maybe even tutoring within your department for the international student population? Is there anything that's special, or just everything that all of our regular Bobcats have access to?
Um, in School of Engineering, we have a STEM tutoring center. All fundamental courses, everybody have access. Not only international students, domestic, international, everyone can access to it. They have actually paid tutors who will help with any concept that they have a hard time to understand. And also faculty have office hours, weekly office hours. They can come there and get assistance. That is when it comes to academics, right? And if they want some sort of mentorship when it comes to career, we have a career center where they can go. If they don't know how to prepare their resume, they have a workshop uh, uh, on developing their resume. If they don't know where to go and ask jobs, they have one-on-one coaching with the professionals who works at the career center. And yeah, these are the some of the resources based on student particular need. And we have, to be frank, we have everything any students coming from anywhere to succeed with their career.
And also there's a program that if a student's having difficulty with English, that they will be paired with a volunteer who will just be a conversation partner to talk with them for an hour a week. I should say that I'm actually looking for the new electrical engineering students to help me know what would be most useful to them. I just met this week the one electrical engineering student that I know of who's coming from China, and it was really great to be able to talk with him about what challenges he's encountering. As new international students come, I would like to have a more structured program, and I'm looking for the international students to help me know what would be most useful to them.
Very good. And Dr. Kurtz, that program that you mentioned where a staff person or maybe even another student is paired with an international student, I've actually participated in that myself. it was quite inspiring just to be able to get to know someone else that maybe I wouldn't have normally been able to meet. And you're right, they were just regular conversations. The topic really didn't matter. It was just a really great opportunity to make a new connection for both of us and for them to kind of practice their English skills as well. So that was really an amazing opportunity for me as a staff person as well. The next question that I have for you, will the cost of research be supported by the school? Is there going to be an application or for some type of scholarship for those funds? And if so, how does that work?
So there are three ways when students come to me, there are three ways I talk with them about that they can do research with me. The first is that if they want to be a volunteer and they come and just participate, the first thing that I encourage students to do is to come to the group meetings where we have the graduate students and everybody participating, take turns giving talks about the research they're doing. And that's a good way to get introduced to the options of what we're working on and to select which project they want to work on. As a volunteer, I've found that students are often very busy and they may be interested, but may not be ready to follow through to deliver a key aspect of the research. So as a volunteer, then there's very little pressure and you're mainly learning about things. The second way to participate is to sign up to do research for course credit. And in this case, you're actually graded on the research that you do. And we make assignments much like it would be if you were taking a class. So each week we would meet and identify what is the work to be done that week. I'll ask maybe when the students work with me, I'll ask them to do a calculation or gather some data and prepare some graphs to draw some conclusions. Then they turn in that work and I give them a grade. And at the end of the semester, they get a grade and it's much like a class. But some of those students end up then getting their name on a research paper when that work packaged with work that other students are doing may get actually published in a journal article. The third is once you've really demonstrated that you can contribute in a way that's useful, it can be possible for the professor with grant funding to actually pay students by the hour. So the students I've had who have been most productive, most capable of doing more than just learning about what the research is about, but actually getting things done that contribute to meeting the goals of the grant, then it may pay them. I forget what the rate is currently, but it can be somewhere between $16 an hour and $26 an hour or something like that. And so the student can actually be paid to do the research. But I usually only do that when a student is more advanced and has been working with my group for more than a year.
I agree with Sarah, all three ways. Yes, in our department, we have undergraduate students who are working in labs with a faculty member and gaining the experience which they need if they like to go towards graduate programs, because this is what the graduate applicant need, experience with some sort of experience in research, and this is the great way to get that kind of experience. And also I hire some of the undergraduate students from the small grants paying hourly. Unfortunately, undergraduate students will not get tuition waiver through research. They only get paid hourly. But however, which is great. Not many universities have this sort of opportunities, and we do have it, and which is great. And we are happy to assist in any way we can to our students.
I also wanted to note that there are many summer programs that students can apply to for internships or to do summer research. And those are generally paid maybe not a lot, but usually enough that you can live on that for the summer. And those are really very valuable opportunities. Also, one more thing I wanted to say, in addition to the research, we sometimes will hire some of the students. This is only available to the really more advanced students or the more capable students to be what we call learning assistants. And again, they're paid by the hour to come into the classroom to help answer questions by students who are, it's usually a student who has taken that class in the past and did very well in that class. Then in a following year, they can come in and effectively be tutors during the class. We also have then readers that some of the students will be selected to help to grade papers. When I was an undergraduate, I found that being hired to help with the class that I had taken the previous year was a very valuable way to learn the material much more thoroughly and to develop other skills that were parallel to just learning the material. It's learning to interact and communicate and those kinds of things, which are very valuable later on when you're going to get a job.
I have my students who are working as a tutors. I have students working with me as the readers. I have students working as TAs. I also have from civil engineering. This is one of the great thing is that we were able to place our students in different companies as interns, and they come all the time and telling, "Hey, we made a lot of money during the summer," which is great to hear. Yes.
Very good. The next question for you, what strategies do you recommend for international students to build a supportive network while they are at UC Merced and studying here?
The first thing is to join some clubs and identify people that they enjoy working with.
Yeah, you have to be proactive, finding opportunities where you can socialize, meet people, and you have to have a network. One network for social purpose, one network for academic purpose, one network to find a career after graduating or finding internships, and you have to develop these network, and the only way that you can develop these networks is by, as Professor Sarah just mentioned, going to these student organizations, participating yourself, volunteering yourself, talking to faculty, staff members at different departments based on your need. And these are some of the things that even I encourage to do so. That's what I did as an international student when I was doing my master's and PhD.
So one more thing, I think what I've seen is that in different countries, there are different cultures about participation. I heard from one international person that in the country he grew up in, to put up your hand and ask a question was considered to be very impertinent, not polite in any way. And so when in our classes, I'll frequently ask questions and ask students to participate because then they're more engaged in the conversation. So that can be very uncomfortable. So to be ready to adopt new cultural approaches, and one of them in particular that I encourage is to go to the office hours and get to know the professors. So if there's any problem, it may be that you feel hesitant at first because it's like, oh, this professor, they're, it's difficult. I'm just the student and I shouldn't go and bother them. But the office hours are there for the faculty members to help. And the faculty at UC Merced in general came to UC Merced because they want to work with the students. And so if a student has a problem that a faculty member can help them with, something they can answer and do something that's useful, I think most of the professors will tell you that's the highlight of their day. And they really miss it if the students don't come with their problems, their questions, because that's actually, grading papers is not that much fun. But talking with the students and helping them understand something better is really gratifying. And at the end of the day, the professors are much happier. So engaging with the professors is a really important thing to do.
Such wonderful advice from both of you. And speaking of advice from both of you tonight, is there any last words that you would like to offer to any current or prospective student, international student, about what making the most of their time is here at UC Merced and really why they should consider becoming a Bobcat?
So definitely coming is an opportunity. You'll get attention at UC Merced that you wouldn't get at a place like UC Berkeley. It's the opportunity to do a wide variety of things, experience things in a way, and grow in a way that you may not have the opportunity elsewhere. UC Merced brings the quality of the University of California system with the gentler touch that is more supportive and helpful if you run into problems.
I can say this. I believe education is not about learning of the facts, but training the mind how to think, to be an engineer. Engineers needs to think beyond what they learn in textbooks, what they taught by the professors, and we are here to assist to make that thing happen. We will train you how to think beyond the textbooks so that you will be successful. And here we have a faculty and a student ratio such that we are available each and every individual students who come here and seeking a career, professional career.
Wonderful advice. Thank you so much to Dr. Yara and Dr. Kurtz tonight for joining us on our very special panel here at the end of this event. So much good information and fantastic advice to our international student population tonight who has been tuning into us. And at this time, I'd like to go ahead and also welcome on Mandy and Becky. Go ahead and rejoin us here. If you would have some last words of advice as well tonight.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate some important valid points that Dr. Yara and Dr. Kurtz mentioned about seeking out that research, going to the office hours, really, really important. Definitely take advantage of that opportunity. I think both of them here with us tonight shows how dedicated our faculty are and the personal relationship that you can have with our faculty compared to some of the other bigger UC campuses. So yeah, definitely join clubs, join events, meet new friends, and utilize our office. We are a resource there for you. If you don't know where to go, don't know how to do something, definitely don't hesitate to seek out the Office of International Affairs, because we are certainly there to help and guide you. So thank you for being present tonight.
Yes, and I think tonight I've learned so much too, just by listening to Dr. Yara and Dr. Kurt. Such wise words and such wonderful advice for our international students. And just listening to all the opportunity also makes me feel like wanting to go back to classes and go back to school again and study engineering that I really know nothing about, but just feeling so excited about hearing of all these opportunities that is available to all of our students, right? Not just domestic students, but international students included. So I really want to thank our wonderful panel tonight, Dr. Kurtz, Dr. Yara, and Becky, for taking such time, precious time out of their evening to join us on this session and on this presentation. And for students, please reach out to any of us. Please reach out to me. Don't be afraid to ask for help. We are all here to help you. So please feel free to take our email, reach out to us, email us, send us a text. We all want you to succeed, and we cannot wait to welcome you on campus at UC Merced and join us as a Bobcat. So thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much, Mandy, and to Becky for those final words, as well as Dr. Yara and Dr. Kurtz as well. I just have a couple of things here. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't yet opened up the chat box, do that quickly. Start clicking on some of those links. I went ahead and dropped in there for you one that goes to campus tours. So now if you are someplace close by, or you do plan on making a trip out to California and you want to stop by and take an in-person campus tour, you'll be able to sign up for that. However, if you are not within that close of travel distance, we also have for you a virtual tour. So go ahead and hop on over and bookmark that page. Another link I dropped over just a moment ago is for the upcoming virtual events. So you have already visited that page more than likely, because that's how you ended up with us here tonight. However, that's also the place that you will find in just a couple of days the on-demand instant replay of this event tonight, as well as any others that have already passed, and of course, anything coming up in the future. We always record these events and make those available to you for future replays. One last thing that is probably one of the most important that we want to make sure that we leave you with tonight, our admission application for the fall 2025 term. It is now open. We want to make sure that you go to that website, you get yourself ready to go for your admission application. Now, the deadline isn't until December the 2nd, so you have a little bit of time. However, we want to make sure that you get that started soon because you don't necessarily want to finish that or go from start to finish all in one setting. You may want to take your time and really kind of analyze some of those personal insight questions, or PIQs as we refer to them, and really put your best foot forward and give yourself some time to think through those responses. So again, we want you to go over to the apply page and start working on that application. December 2nd is the deadline, and the deadline is specific to Pacific time of 11:59 p.m. So again, it is important if you are submitting it close to that deadline mark, it is local time here, so Pacific time of 11:59 on December the 2nd. Once again, this has been so much fun. I know I learned a lot tonight, so I hope that you've enjoyed yourself as well. My name is Ricky Hill, your e-recruiter. We have many more events upcoming for you, so I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a wonderful night, everyone.